Hello, today we'll be talking about the 4Ps, specifically for IB Business SLHL 4.5. So besides that, let's quickly dive into today's content. So in today's lesson objective, you should be able to understand the definitions of promotion, understand the above and below the line promotion, acknowledge what promotional mix is and what guerrilla marketing is. So let's start on looking at promotion, on what it is actually. Before we understand what the different types of it is paramount for us to understand what actually means in terms of just the word itself. So actually, the definition from directly copying is the fact that various marketing processes used to inform customers about a product and persuading them to purchase the product. Essentially, you're using this definition to persuade and influence your customers in order to purchase your product, which you're ultimately trying to market to them as potentially a target customer. However, to have effective promotion, you have to have a good communication skills, which is written through your marketing. Meaning that communication is key. So for example, listed below here, we can see that buy one get one free or buy two get 50% off. This is a pretty attractive sentence to the customers, and it shows that buying one at the price of one can allow them to gain another price, the product for another one at the price of one only. Hence, it is going to be more appealing to them in terms of how you structure a sentence. Hence why communication is crucial. So, if you don't understand what I've just mentioned in terms of the long 3-sentence paragraph of the definition, what you really have to know is that promotion is delivering the correct message to the correct customer at the correct time under the correct circumstances. So basically, everything has to be correct in order for you to gain a revenue in terms of how you promote your product to your correct customer and target customer as well. So, from our lesson objective, we'll be talking about what above and below the line promotion is. So what is above the line promotion? What it is, as in terms of definition, is basically paying money to get your products advertised through usage of mass media, which can be done through external corporations. So for example, you can see here, examples would be TV, billboard ads, radios, magazines, and newspapers. These are categorized into 3 different categories. These TV and billboards are animated and visualized. Radio is auditory, meaning you can only hear the advertisements and not see it visually. Magazines and newspapers are only visualized because you cannot hear it. You have to deduce it by eye. Hence, how it is categorized into 3 different sections. However, if you're going to use above the line promotion, your company is within your liability and responsibility to a third party, as because that you're giving the responsibility and liability to them to help you successfully promote the product without damaging your reputation. Hence why, in order for a third party to be able to do that and to be signing an agreement with your company, it is expensive to invest. Hence why, for new startup companies, it is not advised for you to do above the line promotion. And it also does not target a specific audience, because, for example, if you're going to use a TV ad, you're just going to play the TV ad and everyone's going to look at it. Yes, there will be some part of the target customer that will watch it. However, most of them are not your target customer, meaning that those views would basically gone to waste. Meaning that, for example, you can see mass media here was an example from the TV. And also, one of the very popular example would be Times Square in New York. Those mass media billboards are a great example of what above the line promotion is actually. So besides talking about what above the line promotion is, let's talk about what below the line promotion is. Again, let's talk over the definition first. What it is basically marketing campaigns that the company has direct control over. So from above, you're giving the responsibility to a third party. Now using below, meaning that your company has direct control over. So what it says is, let's look at examples first. These are sponsorships, sales promotion, potentially opening an outlet store. These offered from the company itself and customer loyalty schemes, or loyalty schemes in other words. One of these is basically a company controlled schemes, which allow the company to have direct supervision and oversee over how is their market and product is being sold, and they basically can have the rights to stop and continue the promotion at any time at any cost. Unlike about the line promotion, because basically you have to request a third party to help you to advertise the product. So again, it's basically the difference of third party or no. Let's talk about promotional mix now. What it is basically a synthesis of both above and below the line promotion to help the company further advertise its products through good marketing communication. So, promotional mix, as in a mix, is a synthesis of a lot of techniques of promotions. Hence why you can see here there is a lot of these examples. I'll not go through all of the examples, but here is some. For example, advertising, direct marketing, merchandising, personal selling, point of sale display, public relations, and sales promotion as well. So let's talk about some and more in depth, which you might come across most likely during your daily life world. So what personal selling is basically promoting products by having a salesperson advertise to the customer face to face. For example, if you're going to visit a jewelry store, the salesperson will directly advertise the product, basically the jewelry, to you face to face. Which, in order for it to have a successful transaction, the seller needs to have a good knowledge and understanding of what the product is, and allows their knowledge to be influenced to the customer, so that they will be convinced that the product is at top notch for them to purchase. Hence why the persuasion skill have to be at the top tier, the highest level, in which sometimes they might have to go a limb further. For example, offering free testing and free sampling for them before the customer decides to purchase or not the product. So, since technology has been evolving into our daily lives more and more, we are now talking about how the impact of changing technologies on promotional strategies in our daily lives for companies as well. There are three main factors over here: viral marketing, social media marketing, and social networking. We'll be going into each of them in depth, so let's talk about one of them first. Viral marketing is basically users spreading information of a company from another to another through social media platforms, creating reputation of a company through discussion of their products. What this basically means is that the company is creating or promotioning their products through different platforms. For example, social platforms, forum, webpage, and blogs, to potentially gain a wider range of audience and results for a high revenue. So you basically can say all of this. What it does, as in the terms of advantage, is that it is very cost effective, meaning that minimal to no cost is required. Because you're basically posting your products as a company to the online platforms, which can be almost to no cost required if those ads are for free. Hence why this is very good for startup companies if they would like to promote their products in an efficient way and also cost-effective way. Social media marketing now, very relatively similar to viral marketing. What it is basically upload their promotional advertisement products to a medium of people viewing. What social media is essentially a platform, a medium of platform where a group or a large amount of customers, a wide variety range of customers, always use it, meaning that the wide range of audience will be very wide. Hence why it is gonna be a very good strategy for companies to advertise there. So although most of the customers, as in terms of the audience, may not be relevant to their product, some of the samples that they're targeted might be eventually from there. Hence why social media marketing is of paramount for them to utilize. Again, very similar to viral marketing, it is relatively cheap in terms of the advertisements. So this is also a very good strategy for startup companies if they would like to expand their networks through online. It is also intended to persuade audience to purchase products after being advertised as well. For example, you can see through the use of communication from here, buy one get one free. They would usually include those key phrases or keywords in order for you to have a better influential or promotional for the company to purchase as the company as well. So we have one more to go here in terms of the technology aspect. This is social networking. What it does is basically allows online web pages to engage with customers in a two-way communication. Basically, it allows companies to reach a wider audience around the world. What it does is basically have one of the company's testimonials, aka customers, to communicate with potential other customers, which they may have not purchased the products yet, to convey how they have experienced the product or the service, in which they would highly recommend or to evaluate the product is, and in order for the other customers to potentially purchase it. This means that the testimonial through evaluating the product already helps the company to expand their network, as it helps the exposure of the company to another part of the audience which they might have not been gained access yet. So we'll be moving on to another section called Guerrilla marketing. What it does is basically the use of non-traditional, unconventional, but innovative marketing strategies with use of partial traditional strategies, which can be above or below the line marketing, to make an impact on the market, basically achieve a change in the market. For example, you can see, although I don't have a photo here, but visualize in your head McDonald's putting fried box on the road crossing. So you see road crossing always have those yellow lines, right? What if we add a french fry box to there? Does that symbolize something else, right? So basically, whilst you're walking along the road, it subtly already tells you as McDonald's over there to potentially invite you as the audience to visit their store and to purchase their product, which means that is shown from here a use of non-traditional, unconventional but innovative marketing strategies. Hence why, by putting their company logo potentially on the road is unconventional, but it is very innovative to spread the message of promoting their French fries perhaps. So, and the very good advantage of this is very cheap, because it does not really require the usage of expenses to further promote the product. However, to execute this perfectly, the company has to have a good amount of people who can undergo creative thinking, which meaning that the usage of creative thinking has to enable the company to innovatively promote their products. And if they're not able to do that, the company cannot use this type of marketing, resulting them to use other promotional strategies to promote their products. So, after all of this, let's take a look at how we can apply this into our papers actually, in terms of exam papers. So we have a look at this case study over here, the most recent one, pre-pandemic one, from the 2019 case study over here. It says that it has no marketing strategy, but still targets a series of practice that has evolved the family company to regain control over this company in 1990. However, since you can see here that there is significantly no marketing strategies, but instead a series of practices, it is not a good example for us to analyze in terms of promotion and marketing as well. However, I have went a further step for you to look at the past year of 2018 case study. Basically, it talks about how a student tries to sell chocolate and wants to expand their company. Initially from selling within the school as a pop-up store, turn it into a real pop-up store, and selling within concerts, then promoting through actual stores, like physical stores as well, which is a great example for promotion over here, because you can see how promotion is being used over here. So you can see here a below the line promotion is used from this quote: a growing trend, pop-up business are flexible and agile and can be established quickly. This is a great example of below the line promotion. And the other one, you can see here the character I just mentioned is called Sam. They have decided to build the success of his pop-up store by creating an e-commerce business to customer website which offers to his fair trade products. So you can see here, B2C business to customer is basically an e-commerce where the company decides to go online to sell the market and their products as well. So this has a interference with technology on how they further promote their products. So hence why you can see here the linkage of the promotional strategies to the section we have just said of the impact of changing technology on promotional strategies. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email if you're required, or to potentially look through all of the slides as provided within the link in the description below. Subsequently, you can pause the video and scroll back the video to look at any points you have missed, so you can have a better understanding of 4.5 promotion of SL and HL to prepare for your exams. So happy learning, and I wish you to be in my next video of learning more of the IB curriculum, and thank you for coming.